Peace be upon you. Today we're going to talk about specific lesson, which is growth and decay. I'm Mr. Ayman Aref, and this lesson related to geometric sequence. Now we're going to talk about, like, in some situations we're going to face decay or growth, and that will be in geometric sequence. Here we have a critical rule, which is un equals u0 by r power n. This rule mentioned more than one aspect. Like here we have u0, which stands for the initial amount, and we have r, which is the growth multiplier for each time period, and n, which is the number of time periods, and we have un, which is amount after n time of periods. You need to understand these four variables, okay? And you need to understand the initial amount. This u0 stands for the initial amount from something, and r, which is the multiplier for each time period here, which is the growth or decay multiplier, and n, which is number of time periods, and here we have un, which is amount after n time periods. Let's start with different examples. This is the first one, which is the initial population of rabbits on a farm was 50. Here we have 50 rabbits. Then this is the first example, stands for rabbits. Who likes it? Okay, then the population increased here. Then focus, growth or decay? For sure growth, because it's increased by 7%. Then you have 100% and then increased by 7%. The new percentage should be 107%. Okay, don't forget that. And 107%, you cannot write it like that. Then r, which is the multiplier value, should be here 1.07. Then from this concept you generated r. Then here we have u0, by the way, which is the initial amount, and after that he said increased each week, then using week as a time. We have two questions. The first one, how many rabbits were present after 15 weeks? Then while n equals 15, we need to determine un, and while n equals 30, we need to determine the weeks. I'm sorry, while we have 30 weeks, you need to determine un, which is the number of rabbits. Okay, the first question, question A, the first part, here you're going to write the equation un equals u0, which is the initial value, pi r power n. Here we understand that n stands for time and r multiplier, growth or decay, and u0's initial value, and un, which is the required here in this scenario, which is the number of rabbits. Then un, while n equals 15, then u15 equals u0 initial value, which is 50, by r, which is 1.07, power n. Power n equals 15. Then you need to use your calculator here to find the final results. Here you have 50, then by, do not forget the bracket, always put brackets, then 1.07 power 15, then power 15. He said 137. Then after 15 weeks, you're going to find 137 rabbits, 0.9, then approximately 138 rabbits. After 15 weeks. What about the second part, which is after 30 weeks? Doing the same, u30 equals u0, which is 50, by 1.07 power 30. Using the same part, which is, instead of writing 15, it becomes 30. Do not double the value, and it becomes 380.6. To the nearest three significant figure, it becomes 381 rabbits. As easy as that. Then, now we dealt with the first question. What about the second question? Here he asked about time. How long will it take for population to reach 500 rabbits? Then here you have like un equivalent to 500, and you need to determine the time, how many weeks. Then you can use two methods. The first one using log, the second one using your own calculator, the GDC, by graphing like a specific equation and after that finding the value of n. Then let's deal with this question. Then question B, how long will it take? We need to determine n. Then the missing variable is n here. We don't know the value of n. Then un equals 500. Then 500 instead of un equals u0, which is 50, by 1.07 power n. Then it becomes here, you need to divide over 50 for both sides. Then 500 divided by 50 becomes 10. Then 500 divided by 50 becomes 10. Then here we have 10 equals 1.07 all power n. To convert it into the log situation, it becomes like that. Log base 1.07 of the result 10 equals n. Because log will determine the exponent always. Then log for base 1.07 of 10 equals n. In order to find the value of n. And you can use your own calculator by pressing log, like you can press log 10 divided by log 1.07. Then log 10 divided by log 1.07, it becomes 34 weeks. Then here n equals 34 weeks approximately. I think it's clear. Okay, let's move further to decay. We took an example related to growth, and by the way, I have like specific techniques. In order to find the right solutions, you need to understand the question. You need to be careful while reading the question. Here we have, he said, each year a physicist measures the remaining productivity in a sample. She finds that it reduces by, and focus reduces, then it's not growth, it's decay for sure. Then by 18% each year. You're going to use the same concept to find value of R, which is 100%, not adding the value, 100% minus 18%.